Here are my tips for preventing your pages disintegrating whenever you use acrylic markers.
The first and most important step is to use the right paper. This prevents so many problems right off the bat. Essentially, any heavyweight paper will do the trick. My go-tos are any sort of heavyweight mixed media paper or hot press watercolor paper. Brand really doesn't matter, you just want that heavier paper with a smooth finish, but I will put down below my favorite sketchbooks and papers to use for acrylic markers specifically. So now that you have the right paper, here are my actual working tips. Whenever I begin a new piece, I like to start by putting down a really light base layer of acrylic marker. It does not have to be a super saturated opaque layer right off the bat. In fact, it's better if you keep it like a little bit drier of a layer. The idea is that you're sort of prepping and sealing the paper with that initial layer so that you have a solid foundation to build your base layers off of later. Next is a trick that honestly made my life so much easier when using acrylic markers, and that is to have a hairdryer on standby. That way, when you're in between layers, if you're at a good stopping point, or maybe you're just really trying to chisel out some detail without overworking your piece, you can blast your art with the hairdryer, have it completely dry, and then have a great foundation to keep building up layers and putting down more ink. The amount of times this has completely saved me from just absolutely ruining my paper is insurmountable, so it's an essential part of my art making process. Additionally, when I'm done drying a layer and it's completely dry, I will run my fingers over it and remove any sort of bits of paper that I've already balled up, if there are any. That way it kind of smooths the surface completely for me to continue. And honestly, I love that part of my process. It's so freaking satisfying. And ultimately, my last tip is to use your best judgment and to practice. If you keep hammering your paper with ink and just absolutely saturating it without giving any time for your art to dry between layers, your paper will start disintegrating no matter how good of a quality it is. You kind of have to let the paper dry and seal ink at certain points. So it's best to just be patient sometimes. Blast your piece with a hairdryer and then come back and you will have a much more pleasant drawing experience with acrylic markers. Anyway, those are all my go-to tips. I hope this is helpful. If you have any other questions or any experiences or troubles you have outside of what I recommended this video, let me know and I'll try my best to help. But yeah, happy art making.